Hello everyone. Sorry for the delay. We've had just some technical issues, but we finally managed to get it running. Welcome back to Google Developers Live. My name is Claudio, and I'm one of the engineers in the Google Drive Developer Relations team. Today, I want to show you an Android app that is pretty popular right now. It's called Atooma, and it was built by an Italian team, and I'm so proud because I'm Italian myself, so I'm very happy for them. And they participated in the TechCrunch Italy event, and they won it as the best product. So I want to show you what this app can do and how this app integrates with Drive. And I understand the app is still in beta, so there's some rough edges here and there, and I have some recommendations for the app to be slightly better. The app works perfectly. What I will suggest is just some small things on the user experience. But let me show you the app first, and then we see what we can do to make it better and how cool this app is. So let's move to the tablet. The app, as I said, is called Atooma. What the app does, sorry, I didn't mention that, but what the app does is it lets you automate tasks. So you can say things like, if it's late at night, turn the volume down, things like that. Or if I'm driving fast, don't let the phone ring. Or what I'm going to show you is, if I take a new photo with my camera, anytime I take a photo with the camera, I upload it to Drive directly. So all this kind of automation can be done with Atooma, and it's very, very easy to set up these tasks. It doesn't require a programmer, a very technical person to do it. But I'm going to show you. So let me start Atooma. So I click on it. First thing, this is kind of weird. The app always starts in landscape mode, and even if I'm in portrait. So this is one of those small things that I would like the team to fix. You know that I'm in portrait mode, so you shouldn't show the app like rotate this screen. But still, as soon as you start the app for the first time, you get a tutorial, which is very good. It explains to you how to use the app. And so you start with swiping, first page. And once you swipe, you get a step-by-step guide. Sorry, it's still a landscape, but I will go very quickly through this. And another small usability thing here. I swiped to get here, and I got a new page. So I would expect here to use swipe to go to the next page. But it doesn't actually swipe. So you have next buttons here. So you should be consistent with the user experience. If you swipe the first page, you should swipe all other pages. But still, no big deal. This tutorial will explain how to use Atooma. I will do that for you, so no need to go through it. So we can skip it from here. And if you skip it from there, you will still get it the next time you run the app. If you don't want the tutorial to show up the following time, you have to go through all the pages, and at the end you have a flag that says, don't run this thing anymore. So now that I have now the application is running, you can create your tasks, your things to do with Atooma, and they're called Atooma. So it's very easy. You click on New Atooma, and it's basically two steps. You have to define what the condition is, so when to do something, and then what to do. The first part is called if, and the second part is called do. So you have different categories here to be used. And so you have data that comes from data, from mobile, from apps. And let's say what I want to build is this Atooma that says every time I take a new photo with my camera, upload it to Drive. So I'm going to click on mobile. And you have this nice wheel with all the options, all the categories, subcategories. What I want here is the camera. So I click on camera. And then I have two options, new photo or new video. So you can have an Atooma that starts whenever you take a new photo or a new video. And I'm going to use new photo. And that's basically it. If you want, you can add multiple conditions. So whenever I take a photo and it's late at night, or whenever I take a photo and my battery is not low, things like that. But for us, this is going to be just whenever I take a photo. So I don't need to specify any other details, so I can move to do. What I want to do now is saving the file to Drive. So I will go to Apps, I have multiple options here. It's nice that Atooma integrates with different properties, not just Google ones. So you can have Gmail actions, you can have Google Drive actions, but you can also have others like Facebook or Dropbox or many others. What I want to show here is Google Drive. So I click on Google Drive, and you have multiple actions you can select here. And what I want to do is add the file to Drive. So I'll click on Add File. Now I have to specify some details about the actions I want to perform. So I can select to add this file to a specific folder in my drive, and if I do, Atooma lists the folder in my drive, the folders I have in my Drive account. And this UI was built by Atooma, and this is built by using the Drive API. So they list the folders, and if you click on one, it goes inside the folder and gives you the subfolders and so on. But okay, let's say, well, this is okay. Any folder I don't really care. I selected the root. You can select a subfolder if you want to categorize your photos somewhere. And that's the first step. And then you have to select which file you want to save to Drive. It can be any file, or it can be the one we just took from the camera. So this links the action with the previous step. So I select the camera and the new photo I just take. Say OK. And that's basically it. I said if I take a photo, do save the photo to Drive, and then this equals a new Atooma, and you have to name. I can name it Drive Upload. And on the top here, you see the summary with nice icons, a summary of the rule you created. And then you have to tag your Atooma. So all Atoomas are tagged. And so you have to select as many tags as you want for categorization. I was kind of surprised here because I read, well, one of the categories is one of the tags is called Drive. And I thought that was Google Drive. And it's actually not. It's when you're driving. So I wish we had these now clear, but let's say this can be, I don't know, photo sharing and maybe others, but I just say, and storage maybe, and apply. And then I can save the Atooma. Another small optimization I would recommend here is to automatically select the tags or suggest some tags. So you know, whenever I created the Atooma, you know I'm going to use the camera, you know I'm going to use storage. So maybe you can pre-select camera and storage and suggest them so that the user doesn't have to. But of course, if I want to change them, I can. Just small optimization. So another step that you take out from the user. And then I can save. The Atooma has been saved. It's not active yet. Maybe here the app can should ask you whether you want to enable it right now, because right now it's not enabled. But so if you, oh, I just noticed the typo in upload. Anyway, so if you want to enable it, you can long click on the Atooma here, or you can just click on it, and maybe I'll edit the typo. So I don't want people to know that I can't spell. So I'll just say, I swear I can spell. Upload, yeah, save. So I was saying, if you want to enable it, you can long press there, or you can enter the details and then click on this checkbox. And now it's enabled. Now Atooma is running, and this is enabled. So let's try it. I leave it running there. You can configure the app to be running anytime your phone is running. And then I can take a photo here. Let's say my camera, oh, my hand. So let's take a photo of my hand. Photo's been saved. What Atooma will do right now is noticing, well, checking that the new photo has been uploaded, been saved to the local device, and automatically upload it to my Google Drive account. If everything worked, I can open my Drive account here and wait for it to refresh and check if there are new items. And I see a new file here that was just created, and I open it, the gallery, and I see this is my hand. This is magic. As the Atooma team says, this is some kind of magic. You have very easy things that you can configure, and they just work. So you can build this up yourself if you want. We have a quick start that explains how to build an app that takes photo and automatically syncs them to Drive. but this, of course, is much, much easier than writing an Android app yourself. So, and of course, you have multiple options, multiple things you can do with Atooma. Let me go back to the app. So now that I have this Atooma, of course I can create more. One thing that I can do is that I can share my Atooma with other users. And of course I can check their Atoomas. So maybe you created one very important rule or very useful rule and you want others to use it. So you can share it to what is called the wall. So if I click on my Atooma, at the bottom left corner, I see an icon that says post on wall. If I click on this, it will automatically be added to the wall. What I was expecting here was actually a confirmation dialog, maybe for me to check the name, like if I had a typo as before. But still, this is already on the wall. I can go back and I can see the wall, and you can see there's a lot of rules here that other people have created. You can filter by categories, so that's where the tags come useful. So I can filter by them, or you can see the latest ones, and mine is probably there. There it is, and it says that I haven't installed. I got it. One thing that I couldn't find is how to delete an Atooma from the wall. So I can delete my Atooma from my local device, but I cannot remove it from the wall. And I'm not sure if that is by design, but what if I created a bad one and I want to remove it? It's probably a good idea for owners to be able to remove them. And it might be interesting to have some kind of curation to the content here, because I mean some Atooma names are not very useful, and some Atoomas are not that useful, and some duplicates are there. So maybe it can be useful for users to have some curation here from some managers. If I go inside my Atooma, I also found a small bug here, and this is for the Atooma team. So I'm in Pacific time. So the Atooma team is in Italy, and they probably had noticed that I have a different time zone here. So it shows my Atooma here shows as created 7 hours ago, or 7 hours in the past, and this is obviously not true. So small things. Of course, this is a beta. It works perfectly, but some things can be, just better. And then, well, we can create another Atooma. Just another one that's very nice. I created. It was fun. I said, let's say, go to apps and say every time a Google Drive file is added, and you might want to restrict this to some specific file name. But I say every time a file is added to Google Drive, you can do crazy things like text to speech and speak something. So you can use this as a notifier that tells you when a new file is added. So you can speak something and it will just read the text for you. So I don't know, file added, and you will know. It's very loud actually. So I tried it, and well, I'm not setting it right now. And just another thing, let me go back. Yeah, I don't want to save this. And there's another tab here. It's called Me, and this is very nice because it shows you who I am. So I logged in with my account, my test account. It shows how many Atoomas I have, how many I downloaded, how many I published, and you can select some settings here. So whether to show the notification icon, and there are some other settings here. You can get in touch with the support, and the best part here is connections. So in connections, it shows here what services you're already connected to. So my Google Drive account is on, so I already signed in and went through the authorization process, so I can use the Drive account anytime I want. But I can also add, I don't know, Dropbox accounts here, or Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, or Instagram. And the first time you enable them, you will have to go through the auth flow, or whatever the authorization process is for that tool. And I found another thing that I would like to be fixed here. So let's say I go to Instagram and I want to enable Instagram. What happens is that I'm brought to the authorization page. Perfect. So I have to grant access to Instagram so I can get the resources from my Instagram account. But what if I change my mind? I get to this page and I decide not to authorize the app for Instagram. A user will just go back, If you go back to Atooma, Atooma will not properly react to that, and it will just stay there for a while and then eventually try to have you log again to Instagram or get stuck. So it's thinking about it. Now it worked, so I'm probably wrong. And I tried again, I just clicked it, closed it. So just get there, this black page should go directly to the previous page. So small things, but it would be better to fix them before the general availability release, so the final release. Anyway, that's basically it for Atooma. It's very useful. I would totally recommend you to try it, and their integration with Drive is very, very smooth. You have multiple things you can do with Drive. You can add file, delete file, check for storage space, or for instance, you can say whatever the storage space is very low, send me a message. Things like that it can automate your daily activity. And I also spoke to the Atooma team recently, well, actually yesterday, and I asked about their new features coming out. And they mentioned, new features for Drive at least. And they mentioned the option to save Gmail attachments directly from there, so directly from Gmail to Drive, things like that. Or to get a notification when someone edits a collaborative Google Docs or spreadsheet. So that's another event you can use to trigger something. And that's very useful because you have a Google document and you don't know if someone is checking it, editing it, changing something, and you can use Atooma as a way to be notified of any changes. For what concerns the technology they're using, obviously they're using the Drive API, and they're I didn't ask, but I'm pretty sure they're checking the changes feed. So by checking that feed, you will know if someone changed something in your docs. And they're not using it yet, but we recently announced early access program for push notification for Drive. So if you're interested in this, you can go to our website, developers.google.com/drive/EAP, early access program. And from there, you can ask to be added to this early access program, which gives you access to push notification and real-time collaboration and other features that we cannot really talk about here. So I'm pretty sure Atooma will be interested in that, and I'll invite them to check this out, because right now they have 2 poll changes. With that, they will get some real-time push notifications so that they can notify users in real time, and that's even better than polling. And yeah, with that, that's basically it. You find Atooma on Play Store. So just go to play.google.com and search for Atooma, or go to www.atooma.com and you will find a lot of information about it. If you have feedback about this, please reach out to us, but also, of course, reach out to the Atooma team, and I'm pretty sure we will both be happy to get your feedback. Thank you very much, and see you next time on Google Developers Live. Bye.